Wagwan. Welcome to another episode of Design to Win. I'm your host, C. Ruth Taylor, and this is a program where we give you the roadmap to win at life with a little Caribbean flavor. Coming up in today's show is another author interview. And today we're going to be talking about successful parenting, especially during COVID. How can you win as a parent in this very challenging time and in general? And today I have with me Mrs. Megan Angus Hylton. She's a licensed associate counseling psychologist and author of the book Directing Your Arrows. So I don't want you to miss this broadcast. Stay tuned. But before Megan comes on, let me tell you a little bit more about her. As said before, she is a licensed associate counseling psychologist, and she has a God-given passion for positively impacting lives. She has been an educator like myself since 1997 and is currently employed as a guidance counselor. In addition to her private practice, Oasis Counselling and Coaching Services, she is the head of the Counselling Department at Worship and Faith International Fellowship. I think the shortened form of that, they call it WAFIF.
Yes.
She's also an adjunct lecturer. In February 2020, during the pandemic, she published her first book, Directing Your Arrows, a strategic approach to successful parenting. So, welcome to the show, Megan.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much for having me.
It's good to have you, and I'm looking forward to this episode, even though I'm not a parent, but I know the struggles of parents. So we like to start off the show with asking our guests to tell us something about their homeland, where they're from, and what is your favorite thing about your country. This show is geared towards the diaspora, Caribbean diaspora, and you're Jamaican. So tell us, what is your favorite thing about Jamaica?
There are so many favorite things about Jamaica. Let me choose. I love the natural beauty of the country. I absolutely am in love with the natural beauty of Jamaica. Some of my best writing pieces come when I'm probably at the beach or just in the country looking at the trees and taking in the fresh air and hearing the birds. So for me, that is my favorite thing. The second is the people. I believe we are a resilient people. We are so unique. We always go for the top no matter what field we are in. And so Jamaicans are born great.
Awesome. You know, as you said that, what comes to mind is that Jamaica is a writer's paradise.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It is, it is. So let's start. Before we get into your book, talk to me a little bit about you. Are you a parent?
Yes, I am a parent. I am. I am a mother of 3 beautiful girls. I call them my gifts from God because many persons don't know, but for 10 years, I was told I could not have children, right? And so when I had those girls, I knew for a fact that they were gifts from the Lord. He alone did it.
That's awesome. Whoa, what a powerful story. And so if you're listening and you're having trouble conceiving, do not give up.
Not at all. If the Lord has said it, he will definitely do it.
So what has it been like in terms of your parenting? What has been the most fun part and the most challenging part?
Okay, the most fun part is just watching them grow and seeing the uniqueness that each of these children carry. Yes, there are some similarities, but there is a uniqueness about each of them that it is just exciting for me to be able to journey with them. They are full of life, Ruth. There's not a dull day in the house, right? So they also allow me to, what I would say, find my inner child, yes, and just to enjoy life. That's the fun part about it. The most challenging part is honestly because of the role that I play. Uh, my life can be very demanding, but my core value is that my children must get quality time. And for those who read the book, they will see how much I emphasize that, right? So the challenge really is to give them what I know they have, and thank God, what I know they need, and thank God I've been able to. I'm doing well, I believe, even though it's challenging.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was listening to Lisa Nichols recently, and she said early in her parenting, I think her child was maybe about 7 years old, she read that the average parent spent less than 12 minutes with their child. And
Mm-hmm.
in that process, most of it is giving directions
Yes,
or
yes,
commands. So when
yes.
you mentioned that it's about quality time, talk to us, man, because you're a working mom. How do working parents make quality time for their children? Talk to us.
Okay, so I'm going to put it this way, Ruth. If you need to, let's say you are like me, I'm a counselor. You need to plan for your clients, right? So if I need to plan for my clients, I'm going to schedule that into my day. What is important to you, you schedule it if you have to, because you know you have to get it done, right? So I believe that even if you have to go as far as scheduling your time with your children, yes, you're busy. What I do sometimes is to say I must give each of them even 30 minutes. And if I see where that is not working for the day, I pull it together, right? So you have to schedule. What I also do, I have a night in the week that I call family night. And no matter how important you are, no matter how critical your situation is, it is very hard for me to give up that family night, because that is almost like a sacred time for my husband and I with the children, right? The other thing is, you want to give your children the privilege of knowing that the door is open. What do I mean by that? If the president of the United States, well, maybe I don't know if he flows like that, but a son can enter a room when daddy is having a meeting simply because he's a son. And so your child must know that mommy is available, daddy is available. I can reach out to them when I want them. I can come when I need to talk. So it is a foundation that you have to build from early, so they never feel like they are infringing on your space, but they know that their space is there. So one of the things I say, Ruth, is connect before you correct. Connection is critical, and how you will connect with your child is to spend time with them. So the bottom line is, if the time is not readily available, make it happen. Make it happen. When is the best time of the day that you can give focused attention to your child? Is it before breakfast? Is it during breakfast before they go into classes? Is it at the end of the day? Is it their lunchtime? Because many of them are learning from home. So you have to be strategic, but do not sacrifice that time with them, because if you do, something or someone else is going to take it, and the results may not be what you want.
Wow, you're dropping some real value bombs on us. Connect before you correct, and scheduling. Many times I hear couples talk about scheduling couples night or date night, but now you're saying schedule family night and connect with your children. Talk to us a little bit more about the connection in COVID, because there, prior to COVID, where we didn't have shelter in place and people have to be working from home. I've been working from home before COVID. I don't have kids. And those who are now new to this, they would have had this separation of work from home. Now work and everything is in the one space. How do you do that? So you talk about children should be able to just come in at any time. When you have your work to do in your workspace, how do you strike the balance so that they know that they're not a bother, but they know they need to respect your workspace or your work time? Talk to us about all of that, especially in light of the fact that we're sheltering in place in many countries.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that came to mind is it depends on the age of the child. So if the child is very young, you have to put in those boundaries, right? If the child is old enough to speak to you, then you have a conversation, right? My children know that they can come to mommy. But if mommy is having a session, the door might be closed, right? Not might, the door will be closed. How do they reach me? Sometimes they wait. Other times I might see a little paper coming under the door, right? Or I might see a little beep on my phone. But the thing is, you have to have that conversation with them and teach them how to manage those boundaries that you have. Um, I have what I call, I don't call it a schedule per se, but a routine for them. So they basically know what a day looks like. They know the times when mommy is more available than others. They know each person has their workspace. So if you have the space to do that, you want to let them know where's their workspace, where's yours, when is your break time, when can they come in, when will you come out. But the bottom line is about management, because one of the things we've seen too is that there are a lot of conflicts in the homes, because since COVID, everybody's under the one space. Persons used to have the time to go out to work and breathe before you come back. Uh, Now everybody is home and looking in each other's faces, right? So you have to manage the space, allow the time for them to come to you, but they know your boundaries, know when they can't just barge in, but it doesn't mean that mommy doesn't want to hear from you, right? And then what you can do is have a time of the day when the family can come together and talk. How was the day? Is there anything you need to tell us about? And so you still manage to keep that connection while doing everything else that you need to do. I hope that answers your question.
Good tips. Now, I want to get into your book a little bit, and I don't want the show to end before we talk about the book. But you keep talking about mommy. What
Oh, I'm
about daddy?
sorry. I'm so sorry.
What
I'm
is the
sorry.
role of the father in all of this? And you are married, so your husband, I presume, is there. So
Yes, he
talk
is.
about the daddy time and that kind of thing, because all I'm hearing is about mommy.
I'm so sorry. That is just wrong, right? Okay, so the daddies, and I haven't forgotten them at all. I am fascinated by the role that fathers play. I think they are the grounding force in the child's life, especially as it relates to how they see themselves, the value that they put in themselves. And we live in a society where, as you heard me saying, um, the mothers seem to be, and I want you to listen carefully, they seem to be at the forefront a lot, right? But the reality is we have strong fathers. We have fathers who know what it is like to play with their children, to speak over their children. That's critical. It is critical that fathers tell their daughters, you are special, you are beautiful, you are great. It is critical that they tell their sons the same thing. You have greatness inside of you. I believe in you. So not only should the fathers be there to discipline, yes, they need to do that, but they should be there. They also need to connect with the child, because a father is the first impression that let me talk about the girls first, that a girl has about a man. So you're painting a picture of who is the ideal man. That's the picture you're painting to your daughter as a father. For a son, you are showing him who a real man is. And that's how critical fathers are. So they have to take it seriously. They also show their sons, how do you treat a woman that you love? By how they treat the mother. They are teaching their daughter, how is a man supposed to treat you? So the father's role can never be undermined, but I say to them, enjoy the journey. Don't don't think that you have to be a perfect father. What children need is a genuine father. A genuine father who understands their role and enjoys the journey while they're at it.
Awesome. So, fathers, you're important, and the same strategies that Megan shared earlier are applicable to you. You need to connect and to schedule your time. Now,
And
your
take your
book,
daughter out on dates.
I take your
Hello?
daughter out on dates.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. No, your book, Directing Your Arrows, I believe that is taken from Psalm 127, where it says, verse 3, know this, children are a gift. I am reading from the Voice translation. Children are a gift from the eternal. The fruit of the womb is his reward. And it goes down to say that your sons born in your youth are a protection like arrows in the hand of a warrior. Talk to
Amen.
us about this book and
Wow.
why did you write it, and yeah, what will we find in this book?
Okay, so I wrote Directing Your Arrows out of my experience as a counselor and as a mother. So, as a counselor, I was encountering hurting children and frustrated parents. And my view is that the Lord speaks to us not just in an audible voice, not just through his word, but through the things that happen daily. So I was being confronted by this constantly. And I was like, God, what are you? Are you trying to get my attention or something? So I started to pray about it, and I felt the need to write a book that would solve a problem. I was having parents saying, I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do. And I was having children who were crying and saying, if mommy only knew how what she said, or daddy what he did, if they only knew how I felt when they did that. And so it was really an answer to a problem. And secondly, I felt so passionate about my children that God had given me. I wanted to do it to the best of my ability. I know I can't be perfect. And I wanted to share that journey with parents. So the book basically has 4 sections. Um, it starts out with embracing the call that parents need to accept that your children are gifts from the Lord. He gave them to you, but you're a steward. You are to manage them. You must take this role seriously and accept that the children that you have were given to you and you are equipped to parent them well. And then we look at how do we look at the lessons from the arrow. Why does God call them arrows? And how then we look at how can we direct them emotionally, how can we direct them towards success, and how can we direct them spiritually. So you will see things coming out about self-esteem, how to affirm your child, how to grow an emotionally healthy child. And each chapter has at the end a reflection section. What is your greatest takeaway from the chapter, and what action steps will you take to improve your parenting skills? um, Yes, so the book is really a very easy read, very applicable, and the readers have been saying great things so far.
Okay, awesome. So, if like myself, you haven't had kids yet and you
Yes.
want a roadmap to know what to do so that we can raise healthy children who are responsible and can take their place in society, we want you to get Megan's book, Directing Your Arrows. So, Megan, where can we find that book?
Okay, the book is available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle format. And in Jamaica, it's available at Wafif Bookstore. We have a bookstore there. And you can also get the copies directly from me. So if you reach out to me, you will get your autographed copy in your hands in a very short time. And I want to say, Ruth, quickly, this book can be read by Ruth. As long as you have a child in your life, this book needs to be in your hands. Auntie, uncle, guidance counselor, teacher, as long as you interact with children, there are things in here that will cause you to impact generations.
I love that. So whether you're a parent or not, if you're an auntie, uncle, as long as you're interacting with a child to help to shape them, this book is for you. And the book is called, let me give you guys the full name. It's Directing Your Arrows, a Strategic Approach to Successful Parenting. And towards the end of the program, in a short while, we're going to give you Megan's details where you can get in touch with her. But just before she shares that, as we close out this interview segment, Megan, can you give us some tips? I know you've said several things, but if you could give parents, guardians, 5 tips to successful parenting, what would those 5 tips be?
Okay, so number one, I would say change your perspective. See your children or the children you handle as gifts and that you are assigned to them to make a difference. It's not an accident that they're in your life. Secondly, as I said earlier, build a relationship with the child. Rules without relationship equals rebellion. So build a relationship with your child. Discipline the child, but discipline the child in love. So you're correcting, you are addressing the behavior. You always focus on the behavior. What you did just now is wrong. That was rude, not you are rude. That was rude. Because when you speak to the child, you are basically breaking down their self image and their self esteem. So I've given 3 so far. Number 4, have a support system. Parenting is challenging, seriously. And so you want to have people that you can talk to, that you can reach out to as you parent, as you face the challenges. You want to have people to lean on. And the 5th one is enjoy the journey. Please enjoy the journey, because in a matter of hours, I won't even say years, they will be out that door and you will be left with memories. All right. So enjoy every minute that God blesses you. I want to say to Ruth, I always plug this in. Your child is a God idea in living color, and your duty is to help to unlock whatever God sent in them, whatever their purpose, their dream, their destiny is. Our duty is to help to unlock that, to release them into their destinies.
Wow, that's powerful. Your child is a God-given gift in living color. So, Megan, I know people are intrigued and interested. You've shared so much wisdom. So, where can we find out more about you and get in touch with you so that we can continue our journey to win as parents?
Okay, so my contact number is 876-422-4153. I am on Facebook. I have 2 pages, Directing Your Arrows. That's the one that's focused on parenting, of course. And I have another page, Oasis Counselling and Coaching Services, because I offer counseling and coaching. I'm a Wired to Win coach. So I help people to go after their goals and get there. And I also do parent coaching. So you can, my email address is meganhilton91@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram as meghilton_ directing your arrows.
Thank you so much, Megan. It has been a privilege to have you, and we've learned so much.
Thank you for having me, Ruth.
And as we close out the show, let's say our pledge to win. Put your hand over your heart and say with me, there's greatness in me. It's possible to live my dreams. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. With faith, courage, and consistent action, I'm going to make it. It's not over until I win. This is Ruth Taylor saying, thank you for joining us. Ta for now. Until next time.